Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary. Here we bring you the latest developments from India's unexplored Northeast region. We all know that there is no end to the joyful and colorful festivals and celebrations in the Northeast. Today we shall talk about the unique Shumang Leela Festival of Manipur, which is well known for its rich art and culture. We will also go over to a village in Nagaland to see what makes it so special and unique. In Mizoram, cleanliness is an important aspect of life for the people and the society at large. Since the introduction of Cleanliness Week, observed by all urban towns and rural villages decades ago, Cleanliness Drive has become a regular exercise in society. Currently, under the Swachh Bharat mission, the Cleanliness Drive has witnessed more and more planned actions and competitions to keep the towns, villages and establishments cleaner. The recently held Mizoram Swachhata Conclave brought to light tales of great progress. A report from a correspondent from Aizawl.
Since the inception of Swachh Bharat mission in 2014, Mizoram has taken a comprehensive effort towards cleanliness drive. The mission has enabled people from across the state to make more efforts to keep their homes, surroundings and workplaces clean. In 2021, Mizoram bagged the fastest mover state award in the All India Cleanliness Competition. Also, the state at present is ranked 4th among all states under Swachh Bharat mission. The recently held Mizoram Cleanliness Competition, organized by the State Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation Department, has displayed that the cleanliness drive is going on to a greater extent. It is being carried in such a scale that the categories of awards have also been increased. In the prize distribution ceremony of the competition, awards were given in different categories that included among the awards of Aizawl Municipal Corporation, among the district headquarters cities and among urban towns. Awards were also given for the best judged urban local council, best village council and fastest mover city and town. In the category of district headquarters, Saitual Town Authority was awarded first prize, while under the category of urban towns, Biate got the first position. Nathial Town in Nathial district bagged the fastest mover city award, which indicates the growth of town in terms of cleanliness competition. Republic Benthang in Aizawl Municipal Corporation was adjudged the cleanest locality and got the cleanest local council award. Also, Khozaldinthar village got the cleanest village council award. On the occasion, Deputy Chief Minister Puton Luya said that under the Swachh Bharat mission, the urban habitations have seen marked improvements in cleanliness drive. For this, he lauded the close cooperation with local bodies and civil society and their invaluable contributions. Also, Deputy Chief Minister called upon the people and NGOs to continue to work together with the government in making Mizoram one of the cleanest states in the country. As part of the cleanliness, the state government has included waste management and recycling as selected trades for beneficiaries under the state flagship program SEDP. For Northeast Diary, this is Irene from Aizawl.
A national workshop on Sowa Rigpa, a traditional practice of medicine, was recently held at Manan Kendra in Gangtok. Sowa Rigpa is one of the oldest surviving medical traditions of the world, with a history of more than 2,500 years, primarily practiced in the Himalayan region. It was the first such workshop in Sikkim, organized by the National Institute of Sowa Rigpa, Leh, in collaboration with the Namgyal Institute of Tibetology, Gangtok. Our correspondent brings us more details.
Sikkim Governor Ganga Prasad inaugurated the National Workshop on Swarikpa at Gangtok in the presence of Union Minister for Ayush Sarbananda Sonowal, Sikkim Chief Minister P.S. Tamang and Union Minister of State for Ayush Dr. Manju Para Mahendra Bhai Kalubhai. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Prasad credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi for popularizing and rejuvenating ancient medical practice of India and taking them to the global stage. Union Minister for Ayush Sarbananda Sonowal virtually inaugurated the Swarikpa Institute building at Namgyal Institute of Tibetology, Gangtok and announced project to promote Swarikpa in Sikkim. Addressing the media person, Mr. Sonowal highlighted the central government's commitment to modernize and develop traditional practice of medicine such as Soarikpa.
Now the WHO has set up their Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar, Gujarat, India. This is the first of its kind by WHO. This is the biggest recognition given to our traditional system of medicine. And it is happening only because of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because of his untiring effort, continuous support and continuous initiative he has taken so far in the last 8 years of his regime. Now India is achieving this solid success. So I believe that's the way we are promoting our system of medicine, traditional system of medicine, and because of our ability and efficiency, we could able to create and also develop the trust and confidence in the mindset of the global society. And as a result, the Ayush industry has created more than $18.2 billion market in the world. That is why day by day is growing its popularity. In the near future, this Sikkim in the sector of Soharikpa is definitely going to become one of the leading states and leading sport of the world. And I believe whatever numbers of tourists that travel to Sikkim, this particular component is also going to attract them in a bigger scale. And I am sure that this particular traditional medicine will definitely play a big role in the prevention of disease and preservation of human health in the world.
The workshop was aimed at preserving and promoting the Soarikpa system of medicine and provide a platform to scholars, practitioners, researchers and students to carry forward the legacy of the medical system for standardization. With Saikia Sarkar, this is Diliram Dulal for Northeast Diary from AIR News Sikkim.
The beautiful state of Manipur is known for its rich art and culture. We all know that the Manipuri dance is one of the 6 classical dances in India. Another rich art of Manipur is the festival of Shumang Lila. Literally, Shumang means courtyard and Lila means play. Shumang Lila is performed in an open courtyard surrounded by spectators. All the characters, including the female ones, are played by the male actors in the male Shumang Lila group, while all characters, including male ones, will be played by female actors in the female Shumang Lila group. The Shumang Lila Festival 2021-22 has commenced since last week. Our correspondent J.J. Thokjam brings us more details about the festival.
The Shumang Lila is one of the oldest art forms in Manipur, and the concept of Shumang Lila could be traced back during the kingship in the state. The Shumang Lila played an important role in the state by educating people on social evils, civic sense, history of Manipur, origin of its people, etc. through the script and performance of the artists. Moreover, the Shumang Lila groups produce play which depict the courage of those brave forefathers who had sacrificed their life to build up the present Manipur and propagate the sense of patriotism and nationalism. The popularity of Shumang Lila has even crossed the state and national boundaries. In order to promote the 18th Shumang Lila Ningtham Festival 2021-22 kick-off from Friday at Imphal, the festival is organized by Manipur State Shumang Lila Council in commemoration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh attended the inaugural function of the festival. This year, 11 Shumang Lila groups are participating in the festival, which will be concluded on 30th May. While speaking at the function, Chief Minister N. Biren said that the state government is considering providing an annual grant to the Manipur State Shumang Lila Council for the welfare of Shumang Lila artists. He said that the land where Shumang Lila Sanglen Complex stands at Imphal would be exclusively reserved only for Shumang Lila, and the proposal for renovation of this complex would also be looked into by the government. While speaking to AIR News Northeast Diary, the President of Manipur State Shumang Lila Council, Srimati Maibam Punima C. Laima, said that the Shumang Lila have an inseparable part with the Manipuri society. The festival aims to promote and preserve this rare art form of Manipur. She said,
Sumang Lila Ningtham Kumai has started from 20th May and will last till 30th May. A total of 11 Sumang Lila groups are participating in this festival. Manipur celebrates the Sumang Lila festival every year, which helps in showing our culture and tradition to our society. Now it has become a calendar walk by celebrating it every year. We want the government to provide recurring grants for the artists. By doing so, it will help in developing this kind of art form.
many artists of Sumang Lila group are well known to Manipuri society and their dialogues are still remembered by the people. The well-known comedian of Sumang Lila, Saugrakpam Hemanta, was conferred with the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 2017, recognizing his contribution in Sumang Lila. Sri Hemanta shared his feeling of being an artist of Sumang Lila like this.
I am very happy to be an artist of Sumang Lila. As an artist, I came to know every nook and corner of the world. We got so many respect from the society. Even the president recognized us as an artist of Sumang Lila. He even awarded me Sangeet Natak Academy Award. Even though we got higher status in society, it is difficult for us to manage our family economy from the small income which we got from Sumang Lila. Since we are not economically sound, we cannot even afford our children for their educations on time. We face so many difficulties as an artist of Sumang Lila.
Some art lovers said that the Sumang Lila is at the threshold of extinction in Manipur due to the negligence by the present society. The Manipur State Sumang Lila Council, in collaboration with the state government, has been trying its best to preserve this art form. However, the end reason will be known in the coming years. JJ Thoksom, AIR News, Northeast Diary, Imphal.
The 4th Meghalaya Games 2022, which were held this month, saw a number of games and events which were not featured earlier. Gymnastics was one of them. 4 categories of gymnasts in different age groups competed in artistic events: floor exercise, balance beam and vaulting. Wandalan Magdalene Malgiang, a second semester student of BA Administration and Governance studying at the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, won the hearts of many with her performance in gymnastics. Wandalang won gold medals in all 3 events: floor exercise, balance beam and vaulting in category 4. A report.
People get inspiration to do something or start something in life. So what inspired you to get into gymnastics?
I was always drawn towards gymnastics from a very young age, and this game has always been a part of my family. Starting with my mom, who was the first woman gymnast to represent the state in 1988 and who was also the captain of the Meghalaya team back in 1994, who have inspired me. But apart from this, I was always intrigued by the beauty, grace, elegance and poise that the gymnasts carried themselves, including the emotions and art that they conveyed through their performances. However, due to the lack of proper facilities like a hall and a coach, it wasn't only till 2018 when the Meghalaya Gymnastics Association was revived that we started practicing for competitive gymnastics. And it was on January 2020 that we attended for the first time a coaching camp in Manipur, where we also met our coach, Sir Baleshwar Longjam, and it was only till then that we got a taste of what gymnastics really felt like. Moreover, the hard work and dedication that the Manipuri players displayed also inspired us, and that was when we attained the spirit of sportsmanship.
This is Rustam for Northeast Diary from AR News Shillong.
Friends, India is celebrating its 75th year of independence as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and the nation is paying homage to our freedom fighters who made a supreme sacrifice for our independence. Different communities living in Manipur have also contributed to our freedom struggle. Recognizing the contribution, a team of Indian Council of Historical Research of Minister of Education, led by its director, Dr. Omji Upadhyay, visited Manipur and interacted with the veteran freedom fighters. Northeast Diary also took the opportunity to meet Dr. Omji Upadhyay to know more about the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and the role of the freedom fighters of Manipur during the freedom movement. We bring you an interview with Dr. Omji Upadhyay. The interviewer is the Imphal correspondent, J.J. Thokchum.
Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you, Chibai, to all the listeners of All India Radio, Chibai.
So, sir, first of all, we would like to know how you have come to Manipur and what is the purpose of your visit to the Manipur?
Yeah, in fact, ICHR, Indian Council of Historical Research, is an apex body of Indian government to strengthen historical research. And in our regular working, we give several grants. We have several schemes. We give several grants for different purposes to strengthen the research. We got a proposal from Rayburn College of Churachandpur to grant for a national seminar on Cookies movement or Cookies association with INA in Second World War. Our committee granted for that national seminar, and they very generously invited me as their chief guest in valedictory session. So for that I came down to Manipur. I really love to come to Manipur because I really love this place.
You have mentioned the purpose of your visit to Manipur. Now you have attended many seminars and also interacted with the scholars of Manipur regarding the freedom fighter of Manipur. How do you see the contribution of Manipuri freedom fighter, especially the Kuki community, during the Second World War?
In fact, before coming down directly to this question, in your last question you just referred Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So first of all, I'd like to talk to the listeners that what is the concept behind this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. In fact, last year 2021 on 12th of March, it was commenced, it was started by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji from Ahmedabad Sabarmati Ashram, observing on the very auspicious day of 91st anniversary of Dandi March, Salt March. On that day, he launched a 75-week long program to observe 75th year of independence, and he named it Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So we started thinking that what does it mean? Means what sorrow, what death we have, and how we can get the nectar or Amrit during this year. When we started pondering over this thing, in fact, he referred a sloka of Yajurveda of Rudradhyaya, Mrityor Mokshiya Mamritat, that we have to move towards the nectar from the death or sorrow. So what was that death or sorrow, and how we can get this nectar or Amrit during Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav? So we could see that during the course of history writing or historiography, we have focused one stream, though there were at least a dozen streams who worked for our independence in nook and corners of the country, but somehow they couldn't come in the mainstream history writing. So that sorrow is definitely there, and we have to just publicize the unsung heroes of freedom struggle during this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And as far as this cookies are concerned and INA is concerned, INA, Indian National Army, and its contribution, I should say that at least in historiography there is sort of injustice with INA and as far as these Kuki community which supported a lot, who sacrificed their lives. As I told you earlier, that 24 were martyred and several were jailed for several months. Rigorously they were jailed. So their contribution is really significant, very important, no doubt. As far as INA's contribution is concerned, because they associated themselves to INA, I'd refer to you one conversation between Clement Attlee and P.V. Chakravarti, who was Clement Attlee, as we all know, that he was Prime Minister at the time of India's independence. He was Prime Minister of Britain during 1945 to 1951. He visited India in 1956. 1956 he went to Kolkata. At that time, the then Chief Justice of Kolkata, West Bengal, P.V. Chakravarti, he was also officiating as Governor. So he was official guest of the Governor. The conversation is on record when P.V. Chakravarti asked Clement Attlee that why you liberated, why you gave independence to India in 1947, because everything, every point was in support of Britishers at that time, what we could see, because in 1945 you issued a white paper to rule over India and Indian Ocean region till 1960. You won the Second World War in 1945. You were atomic power then everything was in support of you. Then what was the reason that you liberated India? This is very important. He answered that there are several reasons, but the most important reason was Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his Indian National Army. Then again he asked that how come? because Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was ousted from the country in 1933. Again he went abroad or out of India in 1941. Activities of INA was suppressed like anything till 1945, and after 1945 there was no whereabouts of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Then how come this be possible that you are saying that he was the most important reason behind India's independence? Again Clement Attlee said that we were ruling this country on behalf of Indian citizens only, who were serving us as Sipais, who were serving in our armies, in our navy, everywhere. So we were administering this vast country with support of them only. We were few in number, means Britishers were few in number, but what Indian National Army and communities like Kuki, what they did, they changed the mindset of the entire country, or those all Sipais who were working with us. Now we lost our confidence over them. We didn't know that which gun will be pointed towards us and when. So we were scared like anything. When this Royal Indian Navy, they revolted, the revolution took place in Royal Indian Navy in 1946 in the month of February. You know that out of 88 ships, 78 ships were part of revolution, and they all were having the photo of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, the flag of Indian National Army, and their slogan was Jai Hind only. So Indian National Army and communities like Kuki, they changed the mindset of the entire country, and that was the reason that we liberated India and we gave independence to India. In fact, I should say that if this wall has to be broken and 100 hammers are needed to break that, so it doesn't mean that only 100 hammering is important. Even the first and second hammering is equally important, and this Kuki community with Indian National Army did that only. So I salute, I bow towards them. It was really a great experience to meet these war warriors, veterans. I think most of them are more than 100 years old. The 8 veterans were sitting inside the hall whom I met in today's program. This is really very thrilling and mesmerizing experience for me.
You have elaborately described the role of Manipuri, especially the Kuki community during the INA struggle. So now you have also mentioned that the main objective of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is to celebrate or is to highlight those unsung heroes who have contributed, who have made supreme sacrifice for the nation. There are some sort of criticism from Northeast India, especially from Manipur, that the historical perspective of our forefathers who have fought against the British are not led them to know the common people of the mainland India. So in this connection, is there any step taken up by your institution under Ministry of Education to highlight those freedom fighters of Manipur to the nook and corner of the country?
Yeah, in fact, I told you earlier that some injustice has happened in history writing, in historiography.
Yes.
I visit every nook and corner of the country. If I go to Chhattisgarh, if I go to Kerala, if I go to Tamil Nadu, I find several names whose contribution is really significant, really important. The people who sacrifice their life, but they are not in the mainstream history. Even a student doesn't know his name. Even the student of that particular state doesn't know his or her name. So that is an irony. So during this Amrit Mahotsav, we tried and we are still trying our level best to fill this gap, to fill this lapse. So for that, we are inviting from throughout the country, from the scholars or from the common person who has worked on these things, who has worked on some unsung heroes, some incidents, some proscribed literature, some places which were very important in freedom struggle movement, but present generation doesn't know about that. So we have invited, we have tried our level best, and we are still trying to get those works be done. We have launched a program that we are offering as a commissioned project. We are offering the scholars to write on unsung heroes or unsung incidents as monographs on a research basis. It shouldn't be on emotional basis. We don't want to just get a novel sort of thing, but it should be done as historical research based on primary sources, based on some proper documents. So we are trying our level best regarding that we should publicize the unsung heroes, incidents, proscribed literature and places which played very crucial role, very important role during India's freedom struggle.
The last question would be, what will be your appeal, what will be your message to the people of entire country in connection to the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav?
Definitely, it is our prime duty. I know that if a society forgets its history, I think it's future will be definitely dark. So we have to be very grateful towards the people who gave us this opportunity that we are breathing this independent atmosphere, you can say. So we have to be very grateful towards them, and that is real nectar, that is real Amrit we can get from this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So throughout the country a drive should be done that if they know some of the freedom fighters, some of the incidents which has not been publicized yet, if they have any document, any source regarding that, they should definitely contact the concerned agencies. As ICHR, as I said, that it is the apex body for historical research, they should contact us, or they should contact some genuine scholar who can write on that, so that we can go for further activities. We are giving several material to Ministry of Culture, who are making some skits, who are making some documentary films, so that it could reach the last person of the society. Everybody cannot read the research papers, but anybody can see a 5 minutes documentary film. So we are trying our level best on each level that this nectar should reach to everyone, every citizen of the country.
Thank you, Upadhyay.
Thank you so much. Chibai to all the listeners.
You are listening to our program Northeast Diary, bringing you enchanting stories from the northeastern part of India. This program is broadcast every Thursday and Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on FM Gold and on our app News on AIR. We look forward to you walking this journey with us twice a week, every week.
Today in a heritage segment, we take you all to Khezakeno, a village in Phek district of Nagaland, which is a historical village of the Nagas. It is believed that most of the Naga tribes originated from this place, and a migration led them to the other parts of Nagaland. A rare natural slab stone available at this very place, known as the magical spirit stone, Sotawo, which multiplies the quantity. For example, if a basket of paddy was spread on it, that would double itself in the sunlight. Let's go over to our Kohima correspondent for more on this.
The magical spirit stone, Sotawo, is a magnificent spirited flat stone upon which if a basket of paddy is parched in the sun, it is believed to generate double fold in the evening. This is also the significant first settlement site of Koza, the famous ancestral forefather and from where various Naga tribes migrated later on. Mr. Kemdu Ketukaza shares more on the spirited stone.
The legendary story of the spirited stone in Khezakeno village, called Sotawo in local Kozale dialect. The first dweller, named Koza, was guided by a swallow bird to a flat stone, whereby he witnessed a frog bringing a small bunch of rice and left it on the stone, which later in the evening the quantity of the rice which the frog left in the morning just doubled, and so on. The stone began to produce double the quantity which was poured in the morning while collecting in the evening. So they used the stone for the said purpose daily. As civilization began to flourish, the descendants started to disagree among themselves on how to use the stone equally, which led them to quarrels and infighting. Seeing this, an old lady decided to burn down the spirited stone to prevent further differences. As the stone keeps burning, the stone bursts out. It has been told that since then, the spirit left the stone. The stone lies to this day as a living tale to many. It is located at Khezakeno, a village in the southernmost part of Nagaland, 49 kilometers away from the state capital, Kohima.
Although the charm of the stone is said to have gone as it was burned and destroyed, the remnants of this legendary Khezakeno stone is still preserved in its original location even today. For Northeast Diary, this is Asanyo from AIR News, Kohima.
And now let's listen to this melodious Garo song from Meghalaya, sung by Lucas Marak.
Bombay, Delhi, Shillong, Gujarat, Andi Ova Angade Abre Arongasa, Nireka Matsumat Mabatan Kosa.
With that, we come to the end of this edition of Northeast Diary. Do join us next week to hear more stories from this enchanting part of India. Bye-bye. This program was presented by Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, scripted by Suparna Saikia, produced by Sharmila Goswami, and assisted by Kamlesh Mudgal. It was brought to you by the News Services Division of All India Radio.